Hi, I'm John Hurt, and I'd like to tell you why winter is the best time to raise lambs. Here are some reasons. If you leave the male rams with the female ewes year-round, St. Croix sheep will naturally lamb in the winter. St. Croix sheep depend on the length of day to breed. When the days become shorter in the summer and fall, the ewes and rams will become active, and 5 months later, they will naturally bear lambs starting December 15th through the end of January. Nature is telling us that winter is the best times for lambs to be born. The second reason is there's no parasites for the lambs in the winter. While St. Croix sheep are 100% parasite resistant and never need deworming, the newborn lambs have not developed this resistance. Lambs born in the spring, summer, and fall can be infected and die from parasites, like the barber pole worm. In winter, it is too cold for these parasite worms to hatch and infect the lambs as everything is frozen. The third reason is that there is almost no bacteria in winter. Almost all of the bacteria in winter is frozen. Young lambs do not have all of their immunity built up, and so being born in winter gives them a good start in a nearly sterile environment. The fourth reason is there's no fresh feces in winter. In winter, all of the feces freeze as hard as a rock. I've seen lambs born in spring and summer where the ewe gave birth and dropped the newborn lamb right on top of a pile of fresh feces, which covered the lamb so the mother would not lick it and clean it or even nurse it, which made the lamb die. In winter, you don't have that problem. Another reason is there's no mud in winter. Likewise, the ground is frozen, so is all the mud, which helps the new lamb stay clean and healthy. Another reason is there are no flies or ticks in winter. Lambs born in the late spring or summer can be covered in flies when they are born or have problems with ticks before they're old enough to handle it. One summer, we had these golden botflies that killed several of our newborn puppies by burrowing into them and laying eggs. It was horrible. Sheep should lamb in the winter and not spring or summer because there's no insects in winter that can harm the lamb. Another reason is that winter lambs have the perfect timing for eating spring grass. When the lambs are born in January, it is the perfect timing as they will be old enough to start eating grass in April. They will also be old enough to resist parasites, flies, and other problems. The timing is perfect. Another reason is that lambs born in winter are perfect for Passover and other spring holidays. Lambs born in January will be old enough to sell for Passover and other spring holidays, but lambs born in the spring are just too young to sell in the spring. Another reason is that winter is the best time to defend sheep and young lambs from predators. Where I live in Tennessee, we have coyotes, mountain lions, and black bear, and these predators become desperate in the winter. I have to lock my sheep up in a securely fenced 5-acre paddock during this time so that my guardian dogs can be successful in defending them. It makes sense that this is also the best time for the lambs to be born, as they will be secure from predators. If you make the sheep lamb in the spring or summer when they are out on pasture, whenever a mother ewe gives birth, she won't leave her baby lamb, even though it takes several days before the baby lamb can keep up with the flock. When the flock leaves, you will have a single ewe guarding 2 little baby lambs without the protection of the flock or the guardian dogs. I have lost more late lambs due to this problem than ever to the cold of winter. Another reason is that the St. Croix lambs easily survive the cold of winter. Most years I never lose a single St. Croix lamb due to the cold winter here in Tennessee. If there is bad weather, the ewe will lamb inside our geodesic zip-tie dome barn made out of PVC pipe. But one of the best reasons is that if you let them lamb in winter, you will never need to separate the rams from the ewes. If you leave the rams with the ewes year-round, the St. Croix sheep will come into heat, or estrus, in July and August, and bear their lambs 5 months later in December to January. This means you don't have to keep a separate male and female herd with 2 sets of fencing, 2 water sources, and 2 sets of guardian dogs. By running the rams and ewes together, it makes it much easier to manage rotational grazing and take care of a single flock of sheep. Actually, St. Croix have to be the easiest sheep breed to raise. You never need to deworm them, check them for parasites, or trim their hooves, or shear them as they don't produce wool. I have raised St. Croix sheep since 2009, and all I have to do is provide fencing and guardian dogs. If any of these St. Croix sheep get sick, I just cull them. Only the strongest genetics survive. I would like to encourage you to never help your sheep. When man helps sheep with medicines, vaccines, dewormers, vet visits, and hoof trimming, he is helping the weaker sheep and their bad genetics to survive. That is why there are so many sheep videos on all the things you have to do to raise sheep on YouTube. I don't do anything except harvest the skinny ones and let the good, healthy ones reproduce. After 16 years of doing this, I have a really good sheep herd that needs almost no help from me at all. For more information on this philosophy about leaving the sheep alone so they can have better sheep genetics, check out our website at www.purenaturalsheep.com. Thanks.